Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the 22nd session of this Ramadan Tafseer. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hamdan kathiran tayyiban mubarakan fi. Milla samawati wa milla al-ardi wa milla ma baynahuma wa milla ma shi'ta min shay'in ba'da. Allahumma salli wa sallim barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'd. In this session I'll be looking at Surah Al-Ahzab, a few more ayahs. Then moving on to Surah Saba as well as Surah Fatir. Surah Saba is about the land in Yemen, Sheba. And Surah Fatir is titled The Originator, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the originator of creation. Surah Al-Ahzab, the Madini Surah I mentioned, it has Islamic laws in it. It has etiquettes, Islamic etiquette. So it mentions about the walima, inviting people to the walima. It mentions about the hijab. It mentions about the hikmah, the wisdom in the Prophet having many wives. And then also it mentions laws about inheritance as well, and sending salutations and salams on the Prophet ﷺ, which will come in Tafseer. As for Surah Saba, it is about the people of Sheba. So it also mentions about the Prophet Dawud alayhi salam, Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam, father and son, the king prophets who were blessed with many ni'mas, among them being the wind servient to Sulaiman alayhi salam, where he could travel the world in a month's journey in a day, in part of a day, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made for Dawud alayhi salam the birds, mountains subservient to him, and they would sing together in praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surah Fatir is about the originator. Allah is the originator of creation, so it's going to mention about showing signs of the oneness of Allah, proof for that. He originated the fruits, the vegetables, everything that is in creation, and that afterlife as well, in death, what he will originate, what he will bring. The first ayah to look at today was from Surah Al-Ahzab. Ya ayyuhan nas inna arsalnaka shahidan wa mubashiran wa nadhira wa da'iyan ila Allah bi'idnihi wa sirajan munira. Where Allah subhanahu says, O Prophet, we have sent you as a shahid, as a witness. He will be witness for the ones who disobeyed Allah and the ones who obeyed Allah. Wa mubashiran, and a bringer of good news. Whenever he brings us good news, we should take it and have hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that reward and the prize of Jannah. Wa nadira, and as a warner. So whatever the Prophet has brought to us in terms of warnings, let's stay far away from it and desist from anything that we're not supposed to do. Wa da'iyan ila Allah, and he is the one who has been sent as a caller upon Allah, a noble role for all the prophets, that their job was to call unto Allah. And finally, وَسِرَاجًا مُنِيرًا, and as a luminous lamp. He was sent as a luminous lamp, and it is so true that here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using tashbih, Balagha, in the highest forms, that the Prophet is a luminous lamp. It's simple as that. They're not using any tools, like he is like a luminous lamp or anything he is similar to, just he is a luminous lamp. That tells us everything we need to know. Do we need to know what are the, in terms of why he is a luminous lamp? We don't really need it, because we know that from multiple ways. And the Prophet ﷺ, such that even in the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, one of the authors, he titled his seerah An-Nur al-Khalid Muhammad ﷺ. An-Nur al-Khalid, the forever light, because he was that forever light, and benefiting us even after he's passed away, and benefiting us as if he wasn't there, there would all be just darkness. If he wasn't to be sent, we would never be alive. And as in another one, Nur al-Yaqeen, the light of certainty, as comes in this title of the seerah, and just mentioning Nur al-Yaqeen fi sirati Sayyid al-Mursaleen, in the biography of the leader of all the prophets. Inshallah, I will be looking at doing the seerah after this tafsir of Ramadan, but it won't be a daily session, it will be like a weekly session. And inshallah, if you do subscribe to my YouTube channel, you will get updates from that, because I won't be sending on a regular basis how I've been through Ramadan, that I have uploaded something. Inshallah, it will come now and then as reminders, but if you were to subscribe to YouTube, it would be much better, as that now inshallah will be a portal for many things I learned in Egypt under the scholars of Al-Azhar, who have that chain to the Prophet ﷺ. And inshallah I'll be looking at disseminating that knowledge that I received from them. So do join me for that, inshallah. As carrying on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in another ayah in Surah Al-Ahzab, إِنَّ اللَّهَ وَمَلَائِكَتَهُ يُصَلُّونَ عَلَى النَّبِيِّ يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا صَلُّوا عَلَيْهِ وَسَلِّمُوا تَسْلِيمًا. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that, inshallah, verily Allah and His angels send salutations and salams on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. O you who believe, send your salams and your salutations upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in the form of Ridwan, being accepting the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and also rahmah from him, mercy from the angel sending it. It's du'as for him, and it's seeking for him forgiveness. As for us, we're sending our du'as upon the Prophet when we do that. How do we send salams? When we visit the Prophet when we say the Darud Sharif, and listen this Darud Sharif, we know how to give salams to the Prophet. This is the Sahaba radiallahu anhum saying it when they were alive with the Prophet. But how do we give salah on the Prophet? How do we send prayers on the Prophet? So this was the answer, that it was through the Darud Sharif, that we should all know. So sending it through that is sending prayers on the Prophet. And this, we have to understand that it is to have that attachment to the Prophet, and it's for our own benefit, that we have a share in that being that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the most to, and He prized over all. So we want to be part of that, and we want to attach ourselves to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is one way we do so. As actually comes in the hadith that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Ameen 3 times when he was climbing the minbar, the pulpit, and it was Jibreel alayhi salam making 3 du'as that the Prophet was saying Ameen to. One was that the Ramadan's come and you haven't even seen got forgiveness out of this month, that you wasted this month and you did no good acts that were deserving of forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second one was that your parents are alive, even 1 or 2, but you don't have good relations with them. And the third one was that whenever we hear the mention of our Habib al-Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we do not send salutations and salams on him, so we should do so. And that was the Ameen against that. So these 3 types who fall under those categories, they're the ones who are going to be thrown into the fire. May Allah save us from the fire. Allahumma sallimna jami'an. As for in here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, so this is in Balagha, this is just thana, this is praise on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used inna, and very stressing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending it. He's used it in the noun sentence, not in a verb sentence, that it is forever. It's an ongoing thing. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is continuously, because then he brings yusalluna, a verb in the middle, that he's continuously sending prayers and salutations on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, time by time, every moment. So inshallah, for us to realize that we should do so as well. Carrying on, the next ayah. Now this is Surah Saba, Queen of Sheba. So this is about the people of Sheba, who were given gardens of great stuff. They were living in luxury, but they disobeyed Allah and they did not heed and come to the right path. So then Allah punished them. So Allah says, "Inna fi dhalika laayatin likulli sabbarin shakur." In here, sabbar is someone who is more extreme in patience. As we said, shakur is mentioned here as well. Shakir is one level of thanks, giving thanks. Shakur is someone even higher stage. So here, Allah says these are signs like what Allah did with them. He sent a torment to them. He punished them. That they were that nation was destroyed. That Allah is using mubalagha, so he's using sabur in that tense. And surely these are signs for everyone who is ever patient, fully grateful. So it's about being patient and grateful, because they received so many things, but they weren't grateful for it. As he carried on to say, وَهَلْ نُجَازِي إِلَّا الْكَفُورِ, that we do not give punishment but to the ungrateful. Kafur and kufr, I said it was, if you cover your iman, you're disbelieving, but you can cover your thanks and whatever Allah has blessed you with, you cover that, you become you're doing kufr of ni'mah, of your blessings, you're covering it. Allah has given you, but you just cover it and you just become ungrateful. So punishment is for ungrateful people. Carrying on, Allah does say in the same ayahs further on, وَلَقَدْ صَدَّقَ عَلَيْهِمْ إِبْلِيسُ ظَنَّهُ, that Iblis has found his assessment true about them, about people, about us. Allah, like, when Adam alayhi salam was being created, Iblis was saying, what's this Allah is creating? And he went through everywhere, and he was between clay and mud, clay and water. He was inspecting, what is this creation that Allah is creating? And it's like his assessment was true of him. So as if he's assessed our father, Adam alayhi salam, and then he just assessed all of us. He knows how to get to us, because in the end, afterwards, Allah says, وَمَا كَانَ لَهُ عَلَيْهِمْ مِنْ سُلْطَانٍ, that he does not have power over them. So he only whispers to us. It is us who are powerless to control ourselves, that we listen to his whispers and get led off the straight path. And he's promised that he's going to continue doing that, because he's been given that respite. So Allah says, whoever is with him, they'll all go to the fire. And the last verse, Allah says, in the next verse, from Surah Fatir, فَذُوقُوا فَمَا لِلظَّالِمِينَ مِن نَصِيرٍ. So have a taste. For the Zalimun, there is no helper. So have a taste. This is about the people of Tuba, another people who disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is mentioning them. In another ayah it comes, فَذُوقُوا ذُقْ إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ الْكَرِيمُ. ذُقْ إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ الْكَرِيمُ. That have a taste. You are the man of might, you're the man of honor. So here it sounds so nice that Allah is saying, have a taste. As if it's all about rewards, it's all about some fruits of paradise. But a few ayahs before, it is about dragging these people on their faces to Jahannam and pouring boiling water over them. So here Allah is using sarcasm. Have a taste. You're the man of honor, you're a man of might, of strength. So here Allah is like praising them in a sense, but it is all about that order of taste. It is sarcasm and irony, and this is how Allah uses language in the Quran. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وبارك وسلم.